What's going on, everyone? Proto here. Today we're going over ProtoRecon. It is my program. I didn't design everything. It is using OSINT tools that are already available. I'm not going to recreate the wheel. However, I wanted something that used the tools that I liked, could give me a report, and some other things. So let's check it out.
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
First thing we're going to do is head over to GitHub. So we're over here on GitHub. I can zoom in a bit. Here's the GitHub. It's Protovoid / ProtoRecon. The P is capitalized, the V is capitalized, and the O is a 0 because I'm, leet or whatever the cool people say now. I don't know. So, like I said in the other video that I did, or the short little story I did, this is a passive OSINT framework. Are there active reconnaissance tools? Yes, there are obviously active reconnaissance tools. I wanted something passive. I wanted to be able to do some research, not really put anything out there, not touch anything, and just get some information back. The whole point of this is to be modular, be passive, but also be mine. This was truly just made for my desires to want to learn how to do some programming and give me a job. A project is a better term for it. I have a couple books that I'm going to start going over. And so the best way for me to learn is by making something. So I wanted to get a little bit more comfortable with Python. So I figured this would be the best way to do it. As we go down, it's pretty simple. I wanted to have this be very specific to a use. I wanted you to have a workspace that you could name, have a target defined, run a command for that target, and then choose a new target, and then run another command, choose a new target, run another command. The whole point for that being when you print the results or you print the report is now sectioned off by each target and command. So you can list a target, you can aim at a target. The cool thing about this is you can do WHOIS target, but how it works, or you could, I should say, how it works now is you just run WHOIS once you have your target selected. These are all the things that I want to add to it. I have the email stuff there. I really would like to add some type of CVE search. I have the reporting engine working. The email is okay. It's whole he. There's always issues with whole he, so I'm working on finding some better ones. But as of right now, this is what it looks like. I have the workspaces done. I don't have a module marketplace. It's something that I'd like to do, but I'm not at that level in my ability of coding to be able to do that. The JSON export is probably going to be the next thing that's done. I don't have, so the API integrations, that will be tool specific. So if you decide to use a tool that has an API key or API keys, how this works is on the back end, when you install ProtoRecon, it'll download that program. At that point, you can then go into the bin file, find wherever that was installed, and then do the different API key uploads or whatnot as is. I have the colorized output. I have some progress spinners. Auto discovery for modules is going to be difficult in terms of just loading things, because everything has to be hard coded. But here is the way to install it. We're going to make it pretty. So I am in my other machine, obviously, but it's just easier to do it this way. All right. I don't know what happened. We're going to try this again. First thing we're going to do is get the repository. I'm just going to do it in my home directory. I already have a projects folder. Normally I would put something like this in a projects folder. So what we're going to do is cd into ProtoRecon. We'll do a quick list of everything. What I'm going to do is create a virtual environment. So I'm going to do make the virtual environment. You can see it on the right there. Next thing we need to do is actually create that virtual environment. So it's going to be Python 3 -m venv and then following through. Now, if you are on Catchy OS, or I don't know if this is Arch in general, or if this is just ZSH, but it's going to ask if you want to correct venv to .venv. That is this one right here. If you press yes, that will turn it into .venv. It won't work. Click no, or press N. And then the next thing we need to do is, and we can double check that it worked. We can do ls, and there's the bin. So we can do source, and now we are in the ProtoRecon. If you are using Catchy and you're using Fish, so I have ZSH on the desktop that I have, but I have just Fish on the ThinkPad. You have to do the .fish. It's going to be in the bin here where it says it. And then from here, you can do pip install dot. And that's going to go through and install everything you need. The joy I feel right now watching this, because I'm like, it looks like an actual program. Like, I'm smiling as I'm recording this video because I didn't think I would get this far into it. So I'm really happy. Now, here is my disclaimer. If you look at the code and there's issues with it, fork it, fix it, make it better. A majority of this was assisted with ChatGPT, couldn't think of the name. I don't have time to fully learn a whole new language from scratch, doing a Hello World project and then doing a bunch of other things. I needed to learn how to code in Python. And so I went through, said, this is what I want to do, walk me through it. And the prompt for ProtoRecon was, if I need code, walk me through it like you're teaching me. And if I give you code to fix, just make it look pretty. I can't tell you how many times I sat here for way too long going, what is the error? And it was one indent off. Last night I spent 20 minutes going through one of the modules. Couldn't figure out why it stopped working. I accidentally pressed space and it threw off the indent. And it didn't like it. So Python is not my favorite. We are going to get rid of this now. All right, so once you get the virtual environment done and it is installed, if you are on ZSH, what I just realized is it has auto change directory, not autocorrect, auto change directory. That is an issue when you have a program name the same as the folder name. There's a way to turn it off. You just have to go into to ZSH, unset the auto CD option, and then run the source for the ZSHRC file. That'll reload it. Then it should work. So we have it installed. Let's go back into here really quick so we can look. We are in the main ProtoRecon folder. We have all this fun stuff. I will show you the program first. And here's ProtoRecon. So, again, I am super excited about this. Here's this. This is the the console. So I wanted this to be like Metasploit framework where everything was here. This is my information, obviously. This is version 0.5.0. My goal is, once I get the kinks kind of figured out, and I'm probably going to end up removing WHOIS and switching it out with something else. There's a couple other tools that I've been looking at. Once I get that done and I feel like the kinks are kind of out of it, I will probably throw this to version 1, but this is still very, very beta. I am releasing it just so I can say that it's released, and it's DEF CON week, so figured why not. Let's look at the help function. So if I type in help, this tells me everything. So you can use modules to view the modules. Here's all this fun stuff. I will probably add a basic function, or a basic command line input and output example, but as of right now, clear will clear the screen, exit or quit will exit it. Workspace, you have list, create, use, or remove. Target, you have list, add, aim, clear, or remove. Removing will actually remove it. Clearing will just stop aiming at it and targeting it. Module will show the modules. Report will do the report. So if we do report, there's nothing, you didn't provide it any information, so it's going to say, hey, you're missing something. You can have it as a Markdown report. We don't have JSON done yet, and I do have show done. Everything else works, so let's look at the modules. So we have WHOIS, Sherlock, and WHOIS. If I just do banner, nothing's going to change. It's just going to give me the banner. But if I do clear, it'll clear the screen. So how would you do this? Well, honestly, it's pretty simple. First thing we're going to do is look at the workspace. We are in the default workspace. If I list the workspaces, I only have one there. Well, I want to get out of there. I want to do something different. So workspace, create, call this YouTube. I can now type in YouTube, or I can type in 2, because the default is always selected as 1. And now you see that we've switched to the workspace YouTube, but this hasn't updated. I'm working on figuring that out, but right now it has to just be cleared in order for everything to reset. Next thing we want to do is target. So we're going to do target list. We don't have any targets yet. So we're going to do target add. We will do example.com. We will do and oops. So now we see that we have 3 targets. I chose 3 targets because we're going to be doing 3 different things. So let's clear it first. Actually, let's aim it. So we're going to do target, aim, and we're going to first do a WHOIS run. So we'll aim it at 1. We've aimed at that. We can do a quick clear just to double check. We are in the YouTube workspace. We are aimed at example. So now I can just do a WHOIS command. Now it's going to ask if you want to save this. If you, let's say we got something back, we want to save it, we're going to press yes. If you didn't get anything back, or you typed in the wrong target, anything like that, you can type no. The default is just yes. All right, so now we're going to do target list. What's the next one? Well, we have example.com done. So now we can do the example at test.com. So we'll do target aim 2. That'll aim it at that next target. All right, we have it shown up here as target example at test.com. Well, that is going to be a WHOIS search. This first portion here, you can ignore. It's not an actual error, it's just a whole-he error for when it gets back anything that's not Unicode. I'm not a huge fan of whole-he. It was just what I knew would be able to work in this situation, because you run into these rate limits and it's a pain. But do we want to save it? Yes. All right, and now we can do target list. Well, what was the other target? Test. Okay. Target aim test. We found a bug. I'll have to figure out what went on. But anyway, like I said, this is not perfect yet. We're going to clear, and we're looking at test. So we're going to run a Sherlock, and that's going to run Sherlock. This one might take a hot minute. Just kind of depends on what you're using and everything like that. I'll probably fast forward the video, but I'm not going to pause it. I'll let you just see it as it runs. The cool thing is that at the end of every Sherlock run and every whole-he run, it'll tell you how long it took for that to populate. All right, so we do want to save it, so we're going to say yes. Usually it says how long it took. I think I actually took that out on this last update, but it did come back with 223 results. So we have all this stuff. What does it mean? Well, we want to make our report now, so we're going to save it as an MD. So report MD, that's all you need to do. It was saved to Workspace's YouTube reports, report YouTube, and it gives you the date and the time. While you are in ProtoRecon, you can still view the report in the screen. So this is all the fun output information, but here's the actual report. Workspace, YouTube, test, date, time, example, test. This is the target for example.com. You ran a WHOIS. This is the information you got from it. The target was example.test. You ran the whole-he. Here are the sites that came back. And then when you ran test for Sherlock, this is what came back. So what we can do is we can now exit, since we finished and we can go into the ProtoRecon folder, press LS. If you go into Workspaces, which is right here, and LS, you'll see the YouTube workspace. And then here's the report. And here we go. Now again, you don't get all the crazy stuff that you saw at the top up here. Let me get to it. This is all the hard code in order to get this printed out the way it looks. The actual MD prints out without any of that. You can throw this into really anything that will work with an MD format, and you should just be able to copy and paste it into like Obsidian or any other type of note-taking program. That's ProtoRecon. We'll switch back over here. I hope you guys tear it apart. I hope you guys really make this your own and make it better, because my whole thing is I want to learn, and I wanted to just provide something to all the people that have helped me get to this point in my OSINT journey, and whatever is going to happen going forward. I have stumbled upon malware reverse engineering and development, and that is just something that's kind of taken a hold of my interests. So I'm going to start going through some of the courses on that, and just seeing what else is out there. Let me know what you think. Hopefully this video worked well. There was a handful of errors that I ran into by doing this, or by dealing with this, but I'm glad I found some bugs, and I'm glad that I'm able to put this out before DEF CON. If you see me at DEF CON, or you watch this on the way to DEF CON, mention it. I'll have some stickers. And if you are coming to DEF CON, definitely say hi. I will be looking forward to meeting all you guys. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Please let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see you guys after DEF CON.
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions.